Joining me now is Virginia Democratic Senator Tim Kaine. Senator Kaine, so let's talk about the art of the possible. What is possible on reconciliation that doesn't blow up this fragile infrastructure deal? You know, there's a lot of politics popping off on social media between the progressive left and the Trump right. But what's going on with the action in the middle here?
Well, Chuck, advice I would have to everybody is don't bruise till you get hit, right? Don't think it's going to be bad. Let us do something good. I'm really excited about the bipartisan deal. We do have to get through an amendment process this weekend, but I think it's going to produce a great outcome for our country. But everyone knows in the Senate we are then moving to use reconciliation to focus on education, health care, immigration, and climate priorities. All the Republicans are aware of that. That fact has not caused the bipartisan deal to come off the rails. I have been working very much on the reconciliation deal as a member of the Budget and the Health, Education, Labor, Pension Committees. So we'll get to the vote on the bipartisan deal. I think it's going to be a great win for the country. It will go over to the House, and then immediately in the Senate, we'll start crafting the instruction to set up the Senate committees writing a reconciliation bill up to $3.5 trillion. We'll vote on that instruction, and then during the August recess, we will work with all of our colleagues, every last one of them, because we need all their votes, to fill in the details so that we can come back and then actually, hopefully, pass that budget in September.
Let's talk about what this portends. I mean, look, there's part of me that's impressed with this bipartisan deal, and there's part of me that says, you know what? Getting a bunch of people to agree to spend money is easy. Show me a bipartisan deal on immigration. Show me a bipartisan deal on voting rights. Then I'll be impressed. Does this open the door, or is this just a one-off? Because you know what? I bet you can get people to agree to spend money, because even Mitch McConnell wants a bridge between Northern Kentucky and Rob Portman's hometown of Cincinnati.
Well, you know, I think you should be impressed, Chuck, because, you know, it was infrastructure week every week for the last 4 years in the Trump administration, and we didn't get a deal. And frankly, the reason we didn't, most of the senators were the same. We didn't have the president and his team weighing in so heavily and at the table trying to figure out the details to make it work. So you're right, we've got big to-do still on the plate, and I'm working very hard with my colleagues on the voting rights issue. But this bill is a big deal, and the reconciliation bill. I've been saying, just in the pieces that I'm working on, I think the reconciliation bill can do for children what Social Security did for seniors in the 1930s. I think it could be that impactful. So let's not demean either of these. I'm going to celebrate good accomplishments, right. But you're right, it's not the same maybe as getting a voting rights bill done. That is a crying need out there. It's hard to see a path right now to 60 votes on that, but my colleagues and I are working diligently on it, and I think we're going to make a voting rights bill happen sometime this year. It's just going to be challenging with a lot of twists and turns to get there.
Your philosophy on this reconciliation bill, of the $3.5 trillion, how much of it do you want to see paid for? How much of it do you think is acceptable deficit spending, and how much of it do you think needs to be paid for?
So Chuck, my philosophy, and I'm, in the Budget Committee, we have Mark Warner and Bernie Sanders, and I'm kind of, in the middle of them. My pitch was we should go big, but we should pay for as much as we can. And I think what you'll see in the reconciliation bill is three kinds of pay-fors. You will see adjustments on taxes, probably, for example, in the corporate tax, which was dropped from 35 to 21, you'll see it go back up to somewhere in between, and you'll see some other tax adjustments. That's one kind of pay-for. Second pay-for is this. We'll find some massive cost savings. For example, if we negotiate for prescription drug prices in Medicare, and we'll apply those savings to pay for other health care items in the reconciliation bill. And then the third pay-for is this. I've said to the bipartisan negotiators, if you use dynamic scoring and you try to take into account the effect that one of your moves might have on economic growth, and you use that as a pay-for in the bipartisan bill, then you know what? We ought to be able to use it as a pay-for in the reconciliation bill. So economic growth is the third pay-for, and we'll try to be reasonable and conservative in those estimates.
Well, dynamic scoring, that's the unicorn of budgeters. you don't have to prove whether you're right until after you've left. Anyway, Senator Kaine, I know you've got a vote to get to. I'll let you do that. Thank you for coming on and spending a few minutes with us, sir.
You bet, Chuck. Glad to be with you.